Alright everyone, Super Saiyan Sanchez back here with another video. I did go ahead and get this bad boy in. I did say I was gonna have something for today I did get it on Friday. I will be posting up the video tonight, so it'll be available Saturday. So yeah, I finally got him again. I haven't had him in, I think I haven't had him since last year, the year before. It's the OG Broly 2014. I did find him on eBay, and he is sealed. The thing is that I ordered him and he did come in the box damaged. The box did get damaged. Sadly, it did come in with this. When I saw it online, it didn't look like that. Yeah, so it did get damaged. My plan was, I ended up getting two. My plan was to keep this one sealed, but now I decided, nah, it's fine. I just go ahead and open it up. But I just want to give you guys a 360 view. I got to zoom in on that a little bit. This bad boy looks pretty good. If anyone hasn't seen, this is the original Broly 2014. He does look pretty sick. That is the 360 view of the box. Let me go ahead and open him up. Like I said, he still is sealed. Let me do that on camera. I want to let you guys check it out. Let me see. All right. I always preferred to leave this size. I leave this side out on my shelf so I can see which figure it is, preferably, instead of having the face. I don't know why I always like this. I can actually see the figure, which is pretty cool. I always liked it. I like that better. So let me just go ahead and do it from this side. I always prefer to use a knife to try to pry it open instead of like bending the box. I do care about my boxes. I'll pull this baby out. Like I said, he is brand new, so that's pretty cool. Put him right here. Sorry, let me just go ahead and close the box up. And I've been seeing I've been seeing people like subscribe, and I'd like to say I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. If you aren't subscribed, I hope you guys can subscribe. I do want to build my channel. I love what I do. I like recording videos and showing my figures. I do have a lot of stuff I haven't shown yet, some Mayfix stuff, which I probably will be showing off. Oh, I guess that does happen. Yeah, I still have a lot of stuff I do want to show, but I haven't shown yet. It will be coming soon, hopefully. Yeah, so he does come with 2 extra pairs of hands, 2 extra faces, and 3 energy effects. And he does come with his stand, which is about the same. The only difference is that he does have a bigger claw. So let me go ahead and take everything off for you guys. You guys can get a good look at him. Alright everyone, this is the Broly out of the box, the package. I'm gonna go ahead and put him on the rotating stand in 1 second. He is brand new, like I said. He still does have the plastic, on the hands and in the waist. It looks pretty cool. I've always thought this figure was pretty cool when it came out. It is an old design. This was a 2014 release. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the plastic. It was a 2014 release, and it was a while back, and wow, man, it's been over 11 years the figure's been out. So when he first released, he does look cool. He's still a beast. Like, of course, a lot of people don't like the way it looks now. It's really bulky, and some people prefer, there's more stuff you can do now. Demoniacal Fit released their own version of it. Hopefully I can get that one. Hopefully I can get that one and put them side by side. I would love to do a comparison. I think it'd be so cool just to have a comparison side by side. You can see the difference between the original release and the Demoniacal Fit. Everyone tells me it's about the same thing, I believe, what people I've seen online post about it. But I still want to have my own review about it. Just check it out. See what I think. I am using matte putty. That's the way I prefer. I'm using the mounting putty Gorilla by Gorilla. If anyone's interested, I use this to pose my videos. So he did fall back, of course. It does happen. They do fall back. I used tack on the bottom of him, and let me go ahead and put him correctly, so hopefully he doesn't fall backwards. Of course, he's huge. That's what comes with it. I guess I couldn't get him to stand. So this thing sucks, but he is a heavier box, so yeah. Oh, I never noticed how bright this was. The stone, the stone that he had over his neck, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him to stand when I think about it. I'm trying to. The thing I like about that he's brand new is that he's not loose like I've had this figure again and again in the past, and I've rebought him many times. He does, like all the OG figures, the 1.0s, they all get loose at the waist, the legs, and then they eventually, it's kind of harder to pose them. Let me go ahead and let's hope this isn't it's possible right here. Try to do this. Is a 360 view of OG Broly. He does look pretty cool. The shading on the 1.0s was always something I liked. I think they knocked it out. Why they didn't continue that into further figures, I don't know why. Maybe they just, I'm not sure. Maybe just cutting costs. Labor takes longer to shade, or I'm not really sure. But that's what I like about the 1.0s, that they kept it shading. If anyone did see my Vegeta, the shading in that figure is beautiful. Just the face plates don't stand up to the newer face plates. Of course, now they have so much. The printing has gotten better over time, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, yeah. Let me go ahead and show you guys what comes in the box. That comes out of the box. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and point the camera down. I'm gonna let Broly keep rotating right there. Give me a second. All right, everyone. These are the parts that do come with the figure. Move the plastic out the way. He does come with 3 energy effects, which do look pretty cool. Of course, they have the shading on it. It's pretty badass. And he does come with 2 faces. He does come with the yelling face. Sorry if there's. I'm trying to get the lighting right. He does come with the yelling face. Of course, the solid white eyes, which is pretty cool. Let me go ahead and move it around. Okay. I do like how the demoniacal fit did include the earrings. If anyone did see my Fenrier, I'm sorry, I'm saying demoniacal fit. I'm sorry, Beast Deities. They released the Fenrier Brolys that I did review. Sorry, it's rolling around. The earrings are you can put the earrings on by yourself, and these, of course, the OG, they come attached already. So yeah, I guess it's something that you don't really if you didn't. Back in the day you didn't have to do it, but now you can do it by yourself, which is pretty cool. And the earrings are actually bigger, and they look a lot better. So yeah, and this is the little smirk face. Sorry, let me try to get him correctly. The smirk face. He does look great, honestly. And let's see. And he did come with the hand where he is gripping, I believe, his energy effect. I use tack, like I said, the mounting putty. He's doing the effect, so it looks pretty cool. Yeah, and he does come with his open hand. His open palm hand, where he's doing a blast, or he can do a pose where he is doing a blast. And of course the Tamashi stand, the regular Tamashi stand. I feel like they need to do an upgrade. Like I did see the CT toys, and I do have the CT toys, basically the exact same thing, but I feel like they need to have better stands. I really hope that Tamashi does release better stands in the future. With the figures. But back in the day when the OGs were releasing, they did have stands. Nowadays, a lot of the figures don't have any stands anymore. So yeah, I kind of miss the OGs just because they got more stuff. You got more stuff came in the box. And this is his claw. The claw is huge just because you can put him around his waist. Sorry, Broly did fall over. Sorry about that loud noise. Yeah, this is the claw that would hold Broly. Of course, he does have the stand. You can just put it on there and hold them. Like I said, I prefer not to use these claws. They're not, to me, they're not reliable. But I teach his own. Everyone wants to do what they want to do. But yeah, let me go ahead and get Broly in some poses, and I'll show you what's going on. All right, everyone. I did want to go ahead and put Broly in a pose, but I decided, let me go ahead and let you guys get a closer look at him. Of course, I did the 360 review, but I wanted to go ahead and get a show you guys the shading and all the stuff that does. Yes, you can appreciate the 1.0s. That's the only thing I do like about 1.0s. The shading on his chest, his arms, of course, the paint looks great. He does tend. I've had I believe I've had maybe 5 or 6 different Brolys at from now since I did have this original release when it came out in 2014. He was dope. He looks great, but the paint does tend to rub on his arm. It does happen, and it's kind of dirty. But this stuff does happen. Figures do the paint does rub off sometimes on the figure and different places. Yeah, but overall, I think the face looks great. The shading in the hair, like this is type of stuff that you don't get nowadays with the new 2.0 and 3.0s. They do have, some of them do have shading, but I feel like they lack shading. That's just me. That's how I feel. But yeah. In 2014, this figure was great. Everyone loved this figure. I was a part of community Facebook groups. I was in a couple of Dragon Ball figure threads. Shout out to anyone I did see on there. Yeah, but now this is outdated. The hard plastic, it sucks. Now they have the the rubbery. His skirt is rubbery now. This is hard plastic. You can hear that. Yeah, but at the time, this is what we had, and we appreciated it. So, yeah, and even his pants, you can see the detail in here, and oh man, it's pretty great. I wanted to show you guys more instead of just the 360 on the rotating stand. I feel like this is how you can appreciate a figure, and yeah, I would love for Tamashii to release a better version of Broly, how they did the Fenrier. If anyone did see the reviews, I really would love to see something like that from Beast Deities. Like, Tamashii Nations to release something similar to that. At the end, I will show you guys the Fenriers next to this Broly. So yeah, let me go ahead and do some poses, and I'll get back to you guys. This is probably the most basic pose you can put him in. Of course, powering up. He does look pretty cool. There's a lot, like I said, there is a lot of shading in the figure, which makes you appreciate the figure even more. Of course, to me, the faces look outdated. Of course, now what they have, the printing has gotten a lot better. Yeah, but this is like the basic pose you could do when he's powering up. I do like the pose. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some other stuff we can do along, with his blast effect. His blast effects. He looks like he is tilting right now. He might fall over. Hopefully he doesn't. I have the tack on there, but yeah, these are. I think he can stay still. Yeah. Let me go ahead and mess around with some poses right now. This is the pose I did achieve. I went ahead and used the Tamashii stand, which I usually don't. I don't mind using it, but of course I don't use the claw like I said before. Let me move the camera around. Yeah, but I will give you guys a 360 review. I'm just showing you guys. This is the pose I went ahead and did. It's achievable. You just got to use some mounting putty, some sort of tag, something to use. Shout out to Poncheesy. Posing isn't easy as usual. Hey man, if Poncheesy, if you're ever watching, I would love to do content with you, man. I'm here in Texas. Yeah, man, just shout out to you. Like, I like the behind the scenes that you do, and yeah, it's trying to show poses, and posing is not easy, especially if you're trying to take photos or videos, which I think videos are a lot easier, but photos is harder. Yeah, let me go ahead and lift up the camera just a bit. Yeah, but this is the pose I did get him in. It's achievable. You just gotta mess around with it. It's kind of hard, but anyone that has figures know that posing the figure is not easy. So yeah, let me Let me go ahead and do a different pose. I will record this pose this time. I'll show you guys how I'm doing the pose, switching the hands. It's gonna be nothing crazy. Just let me show you guys how to do it. All right, everyone. I went ahead and stopped the rotating stand. I'm gonna take off the tack. Sorry if the lighting isn't the best. I'm trying to get the light just right. All right. Let me go ahead and put his leg straight. Arm down. I did use tack, like I said, to achieve the pose, to keep the energy effects in his hand, the mounting putty. You know, this is a lot older stuff. You know, the way all this is now, everything's changed over time. One thing I didn't like is just scary, just, you know, be able to have that rub the figure, which you can do here, and it kind of sucks, but yeah. There is something on his chest. I'm assuming that's the way the figure came out. Like, I see some sort of line going around the chest. I'm not really sure what that is, but yeah, the figure is brand new, like I said, so I guess maybe that's just the way that the figures came out. So yeah, let me go ahead and swap his face out. Oh, that fell down. I'm gonna do one with his smirk face. One thing I wish that he did have was crossed arms. I don't know why they didn't do that when this figure came out, because they were pretty heavy into doing that, especially with the Vegetas, the Scouter Vegetas. They did do the cross, you know, the crossed arms. Let me go ahead and grab his hair, put it back in. It's gonna be a simple pose, nothing crazy. Show you guys behind the scenes instead of, you know, me doing everything. But, you know, I want to show you guys instead of behind the scenes. Sorry, like I said, the lighting might not be perfect. Yeah. Let me go ahead and grab this. Camera's going to the side, sorry. Let me see. So we'll go ahead and do him, you know, his hand where he's about to do his open palm hand, where he's going to do a blast. Do his fist, which is pretty cool. Just do his fist. Just keep it simple. Like I said, these poses aren't that hard. They're kind of basic. The figure doesn't really come with too many options to do different poses, but these are kind of basic. But yeah, we'll go ahead and give him that smirk face. I think I could probably go ahead and use one of his effects. Let me see. Let me put the camera down so you guys can get a better angle. Sorry guys, I have my tripod stand, trying to move it around. I just got a new one. My old one did break. Trying to move it around in certain ways. All right, let me see. I'll go ahead and just stick it on. That looks kind of funny. Let me see. Others. Put his hand up. Put his fist out like he's smiling, like you're about to get blasted. Maybe do a. Let me see. Maybe bend his knee. Turn him a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get him on the rotating stand so you guys can, you know, see the pose. I was gonna use I did think about using the stand, the Tamashi stand, but I was like, you know, let me see if I can do this without it. You know, he might fall over. He's been falling over the whole video. I'm sorry if anyone's like, this guy doesn't edit these things out. I'm not really a great editor. I'm still learning. If anyone does have any pointers or any good, you know, YouTube videos, maybe they can point me in the direction to get better at editing. Like, you know, I'd appreciate it. You know, nothing wrong with everyone's still learning. We're all learning new things, and yeah, that's one thing. Okay, let me go ahead and move the camera. Here you are. There he is. Let me put his hand in. I don't like that gap. I don't like the way that looks. It's kind of annoying, but like I said, you know, figures have evolved now. 1.0s are not around. You know, of course, 1.0s aren't around. What 2.0, 3.0 still. Hopefully, come out with a 4.0. All right, enemy wrong way. Let me go put him right here. There you are. I think that pose came out great. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. You guys can do it. Posing is, you know, okay. Well, he ran into his arm. Yeah, there it is. He ran into the box. The arm did run into the box. that did happen. Let me go ahead and bring them up just a bit. Maybe put the box a little more back. I think that's enough of the rotating box. Pose achieved. I still don't have a background, everyone. Like, just one thing I plan on getting. Of course, you see my science boards. Nothing special. I did forget to include the androids in the last video for my background. I forgot they were the first. They were like the first official video I did do. I totally forgot about it, and I was like, oh wow, I forgot to put these in. So yeah, these are. I'm gonna plan on doing all my figures that I do review in the background, just until I get some sort of, something for the background. I did want like a rocky background. So yeah, let me go ahead and pull out the Fenriers and some other figures so you guys can see the size comparison with the OG Broly. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Alright everyone, I went ahead and took out some of the stuff in the background, trying to grab some figures so I can put them in along with this Broly. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the Super Broly, which I did a review, unboxing. Did some poses with him. Of course, him. Super Broly's I think about the same height as OG Broly. Let me go ahead and put him in there. I think it looks great. Yeah. So, I wish I could get a more lower view. Oh, that's him. You could see him right there. And go ahead and bring in the Fenrier, which everyone is excited. I was excited. This is one of the great figures out there. Look at that. Look at that. He's huge. This is not exactly the height I want for a Tamashii figure, but I want it up there. I'm really hoping that Tamashii does bring some sort of 3.0 Broly. And this is exactly what anyone who does collect the figures would want. Let me go ahead and... I think the Fenrier is huge. He's too tall, but I'm not complaining. He's great. Along with the OG Broly, you can see the difference. And wow, he is pale, Fenrier. And one thing I don't like is how big the shoulder is, but I can't complain. It is the time. The figures do look a lot better now. Yeah, but I don't know. The regular Goku, not sure exactly what it's called, but it's him right here. Let me go ahead and put him right here. He does mess around with him to try to get him to stand. It's probably the only thing about the SH Figuarts. They do stand, but you gotta make sure it's in a good spot. Let me go ahead and lower this down so you guys can see height-wise. Yeah, so he does look amazing. Fenrier is phenomenal. I have no complaints about that guy. He is a great figure, but next to Broly's outdated, and yeah. All right, everyone. Let me go ahead and how to bring this bad boy out. He's huge. Fenrier, Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Look at this guy. He's towering. I know for sure he's gonna fall back. I don't think I can get him in a pose. I'm gonna try. Put him right next to this Broly, which of course he is towering. Let me see if I can put him in the back. Sorry if it's pretty loud. Yeah, but look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. I'll go ahead and move Goku and put in the battle damage Broly. Oh, that did fall down. Sorry. This is I guess the equivalent of what this Broly would be. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. The height comparison these Brolys have, man. The SH Figuart Broly doesn't compare. I really hope that Tamashii is releasing the 40th anniversary for a reason to give us something like this. Is all I want. I really would love for this to happen. So overall, the Broly, I think he is pretty cool. I think he's a great figure. If anyone wants to get him, they do have I'm not sure if it's called Berserker, Demoniacal Fit Berserker. I'm not sure what exactly he's called, but he is $60 on AliExpress, free shipping. So if anyone's looking to get one, go ahead. If not, these guys are going between $150 to $250. You can find one. This one was sealed. Like I said, I think I prefer it that way because I don't have to have the joints all loose. So yeah. But I appreciate everyone watching. Thank you for any subscribers that did subscribe recently. Anyone that's subscribing that's still watching, I appreciate that. I'm trying to grow the channel. Shout out to you guys. If you guys have any input on me and the way I'm reviewing the figures or something else I should include, or maybe any editing, some sort of video for editing, tag me in it, or put it in the comments. I always reply to the comments. If thanks for any good things, I appreciate that. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Hopefully it will be up soon. Thank you.